Hey guys, tide pools like these found along the California coast reveal unique ocean ecosystems. We're here to explore them and see what we can find.
Where can you go to find creatures of all shapes, makes, and sizes right at your fingertips?
Ah!
Why, a tide pool, of course. Puddles created when ocean tides recede along the shoreline.
An intertidal zone, this is a zone where it's a rocky area where the tide, which is caused by the moon, will go high and low twice a day. And when it's a low tide, the rocks are exposed, leaving pools of water where organisms can live.
Haley Usdom is the education coordinator at the nonprofit Marine Science Institute in Northern California.
We are trying to cultivate responsibility for the natural environment and human communities through education, science education.
Today she's hosting an expedition for high school students from Palo Alto's Castilleja school. Waterproof boots are a must.
It's not completely low tide quite yet, so we're going to try to go out as far as we can and keep going out until we have to come back.
On this journey, it's important to keep your eyes peeled.
Did everyone see the purple urchin?
Not just on the rocky ground, but also on the water.
And it's strictly hands-on, everything we do. So here at the Tide Pool Expedition, what we do is we go and we explore what animals live here, how they're able to adapt to the tide changes, and what's happening with them.
Explorers like Sarah Felleman and Lauren Rance aren't afraid to get up close and personal with sea critters. Not to disturb, but to learn.
First we learned about the tides and the rack lines, which is how far the tides actually go out and in. And then we examined different marine life in the tide pools. We looked at hermit crabs, sea anemones, starfish as well. We were on the search for a sea cucumber. We didn't exactly find one.
What did they find a lot of? These little critters. This one is the porcelain crab. Its flattened body allows it to live in rock crevices.
This is a kelp crab. Now kelp crabs are spiky. They're not going to pinch, but their legs are a little bit spiky because they use it to hold on.
Fish come to the party too. One in particular.
And you're going to try to catch him when... Whoop,
this fish is the sculpin, and it's pretty unique.
It's a fish that actually can live for 3 days out of water, and they can get about this big. We found one was about that big, so we caught it and we examined it for a little bit as well.
It's safe to say that out here, not everything is what it seems.
Now, this may not look like it's alive, but wait till you see what happens when I touch it.
All of these sea creatures are important to the ecosystem, the food chain, and climate studies.
Here in the tide pools, we have a huge biodiversity, which is one of the biggest reasons why tide pools are so important. You also have a lot of indicator species that actually show when there is a change going on in the environment that they're infected first.
One of those key indicator species is the starfish. It helps control mussel populations.
But actually, you can see it actually attaching to me right now. Some of the sea stars, like the ochre star that we saw today, they're actually able, they like to eat mussels, and they'll take their tube feet, pull the mussels apart, and then stick their stomach inside the mussel shells to feed.
But mussels have more than starfish to be afraid of. They also face a growing threat caused by climate change.
Mussels and oysters and clams, that ocean acidification is actually causing their shells to be weaker and thinner, which of course it makes it a hard time to be able to survive, especially in the tide pool area where you're having crashing waves coming all the time and other predators like birds that are feeding on them.
Tidal zones also face threats from sea level rise.
What's happening is the organisms live at certain zones. And because the sea level is rising, they migrate higher up into the zones, and it's causing the shift of change that way.
These are all concerns for Usdom, who hopes to inspire the younger generation to respect the ocean and marine life.
Well, I hope that they take away what they've learned about the animals and how they're able to survive.
I learned a lot about marine life and their diversity especially. There was many different types of fish.
It was really fun. I saw lots of things. I learned that mussels make thread that's actually stronger than steel, and I didn't know that, and they use it for stitches.
So now you too know some of the secrets held inside these pools of water. A delicate ecosystem at the mercy of the tides and us too.
This is a habitat where things can change based on how humans interact in it.
They are some of the ocean's mysteries that we hold literally in the palm of our hand.